Not every podcasting idea is a great podcasting idea. At least, not beyond the person who had the idea. How predictable is the success or failure of your next podcasting project? And would you bet on it? Hello and welcome to another Podcast Pontifications with me, Evo Terra. I'm a firm believer that anyone who has an idea for a podcast should start that podcast. You and I know that with very few exceptions, a motivated person with means can make just about any podcast on their own. And the podcasting directories and apps are filled with passion projects. And I love that about podcasting. Many of those podcasting passion projects have a handful of passionate listeners, and will probably only ever have a handful of passionate listeners, and that's okay. But sometimes that passion spreads, and a show itself spreads, either rapidly or over time, to become a viable success. So how do you know which path your next podcasting project is going to take? And if it's going to take serious resources, time, treasure, talent, to get that off the ground, is there any sort of a litmus test you can put your idea through before you make that investment? No, no, there isn't. Not really in my opinion, at least, and not a test in the way that you're thinking of what a test should actually do. But there are, good news, 4 questions that I think you can ask and examine the answers to help really triage your idea to see if it might have legs beyond just an idea. And I'll tell you 4 of them right after this. And I'll tell you all 4 of them right after this. Question number 1. Is there a benefit to this podcast? Or is the podcast just a feature? Another way to think about this is, cool idea, bro, but what's in it for the listener? You know, all too often I hear pitches talking about the caliber of guests that will be on the program, or the wealth of knowledge that the host brings to this subject. And those are all great, but they're just features. Features probably repeated in lots of other podcasts or lots of other mediums. So if you can't turn those features into clear, obvious, and desirable benefits for the listener, it'll be hard to get that to take off. Question number 2. Who will care about this? Now, your first answer should be, I will care about this, of course, because if you don't care about it, who else is going to? And I'm talking about more than just having a passing interest, more than just an infatuation of something. I'll give you a personal example. I have ridden a folding bicycle for more than 2 decades now. There is a huge community of folding bike enthusiasts that I know I could speak to on a podcast, and have a podcast all about highly targeted towards folding bike enthusiasts. But about what? It's got to be more than that. What needs do they have that I could fulfill with a podcast? I don't know. Question 3. How unique is this idea? Now, my inner grammarian hates the fact that now it's okay for us to put modifiers on the word unique, but we grow and adapt along with our language, don't we? Look, not all podcast ideas need to be unique, but it sure helps. So be sure to check out the competition. Do you really want to join a crowded marketplace? Look, podcasting is crowded enough. Do you want to join where there are already 50 or 500 other shows or 5,000 other shows doing the same thing? And also, besides you, who could make an amazing podcast on this subject? More importantly, if they did, how likely is it that their podcast would outcompete yours? Question 4. How promotable is this idea? If you build it, they won't know it exists, so there's no way they're going to come, right? So how will you get the word out? Do you have the necessary platform to get the word out? And if not, can you partner with someone who can use their platform to get the word out? Do you have the budget to launch a sizable marketing/promotional campaign for this podcast? Because that's becoming more required all the time. And if the answers to the first three questions I just asked, are those strong enough answers that will justify the money you're about to spend on this promotional campaign? So there you have it. 4 questions to ask yourself to help you triage your next idea. Again, this is not a litmus test. Neither success nor failure is guaranteed regardless of what your answers were. Regardless, though, good luck on your next podcasting project. I shall be back tomorrow with yet another podcast Pontifications. Cheers!